Yeah. Looks fine, sounds fine.
Are we charging? Did you send out the link?
I don't know.
Where's my battery at?
64.
This is on, right?
Yeah, it says that it's charging me. Hour 31. I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Look, now that after all that, I could have left my camera there.
Which one?
That one over there, they just moved the table.
You would have been. You don't understand. They're going to be. Look, even right now, I may have to redo the shot.
How do you know they're standing in front and
They
not in the back?
are. They're standing in front.
Oh my god, why do they hear us talking?
Is there a mic on? That's what I was telling you before. That's what I was hearing. I was hearing you.
Mic test 1 2. Mic test 1 2.
But somehow it's picking up audio from us.
They stop over here, they take a picture. Okay, fine.
Thank you, Hashem.
Let me see if they have the.
Take like a move, maybe.
Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem.
Let me see if they can.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 8th grade advancement. If you can please find your seats. The aisleway needs to be clear. There is no sitting on the side. Please find a seat. In order for our advancees to make their way in, they need a clear path. Please do not sit on the side. Please find a seat. Thank you.
Oise mitzvah has getano bisimcho Yegagalu loi lasois mitzvah Gedoy la meri shoino oh oh Ho oise mitzvah has getano bisimcho Yegagalu mitzvah Gedoy la meri shoino Ho oise mitzvah has getano bisimcho Yigagaluloi, Yesois mitzvo, Gedoyle mer ishoino, Oise mitzvo, Achas kitano bisimcho, Yigagalu mitzvo, Gedoyle mer ishoino, Schar mitzvo, Ili dava kitzvo, Wenn mit tut a mitzvo, Chaf me noch a mitzvo, Peter se, Oile maze, Stamel in a mabo, Schar mitzvo, Ili dava kitzvo, Wenn mit tut a mitzvo, Chaf me noch a mitzvo, Stamel in a mabo, Oise mitzvo, Achas kitano bisimcho, Yigagaluloi, Asois mitzvo, Gedoyle mer ishoino, Oise mitzvo, Achas kitano bisimcho, Yigaglu mitzvo, Gedoyle mer ishoino, Oise mitzvo, Achas kitano bisimcho, Yigagaluloi, Asois mitzvo, Gedoyle mer ishoino, Oise mitzvo, Achas kitano bisimcho, Yigaglu mitzvo, Gedoyle mer ishoino.
Check 1 2. Check. Sounds good.
Thank you. Okay. So you gotta stabilize this. Okay.
Yes. Tell me when you're ready.
You can please find your seats. In order to begin our advancement, we need everyone to clear the aisle. Please find your seats. Thank you.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the faculty of JKHA Middle School. We owe them our gratitude and appreciation. Thank you, faculty. Ladies and gentlemen, our 8th grade advancees JKHA class of 2024. Keep the applause coming. Every single child. We clap for everyone. Please remain standing or please rise for the Star Spangled Banner. No pressure.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we
so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please, you may be seated. You may be seated. You may be seated. The seats on the sides are reserved for faculty, but anyone can sit there as long as every member of faculty has a distinguished place to sit. Please be seated. I haven't even started speaking. I mean, it's just no worries. Since October 7th, all of Am Yisrael, whether here in the United States or of course in Israel, have pivoted to a new frame of reference and how to see ourselves and our responsibility towards one another in a community of Jews that together have moral clarity, are brave and courageous, and resolved to ensure that Am Yisrael Chai and Am Yisrael Lo Mefached Miderech Arukah. We are not afraid of a long road because we are Am HaNetzach. As we do every day, we will start our program today with a Perek in Tehillim. I invite Orel Ohayon to please rise and lead us to Shir Amalot. Please take out from your program the Perek of Tehillim, which we will recite here as part of our introduction to the advancement program.
Should I tell them to rise? Yes. Please rise. שיר למעלות, אסנה אל הרים מאין יבוא עזרי. עזרי מאדוני עושה שמיים וארץ. אל ייתן למות רגליך, אל ינון שומריך. הנה לא ינון ולא ישן, שומר ישראל. אדוני שומריך, אדוני צילך על יד ימינך. יומם השמש לא יככה וירח בלילה. אדוני ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך. אדוני ישמור צאתך ובואך מעתה ועד עולם.
Let's sing together. Acheinu kol Beit Yisrael. Acheinu kol Beit Yisrael. Hanetunim b'tzara ub'ashivya. Omdim ben bayom, ben bayom asher. be seated. Students of 8th grade, why don't we add our own rendition of Al Tira. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Al Tira mi pachad pitom umishoad rishayim kitavo utu eitzel betufar dabru davar velo yakum ki Manuel v'yatzik nanihu v'yatzei bo ani esbo ani asiti v'ani esav v'ani esbo I suggest that all of you add that little tehillah after, well, it's a compilation of psukim after Aleinu. For those who daven in a Chabad shul, you're familiar with this. They've always added that. Since October 7th, we've added that after Aleinu as a way of reminding the Borei Olam that we need his protection and we do not fear. And our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade children, as a result of this war, now can use those psukim whenever necessary. And we are looking forward to hearing more of our prayers and our prayers be answered in the very short period of time to come. So now it's time for us to begin our exercises. Oh, okay.
I am thrilled to invite up Jacob Rack. Jacob is representing the entire 8th grade class tonight, and I think that something that is unique about Jacob, but also unique to this grade, is a real thirst for knowledge and intellectual curiosity. So, Jacob, you got this.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the advancement of the 8th grade class of 2024. Birshut, Rabbi Rubin, Mrs. Levinson, Rabbi Adler, Rabbaim, teachers, family, friends, and fellow classmates. I'm privileged to stand here before you today and give a few remarks at the occasion of our advancement ceremony. And, as my classmates all know, I really do like to hear myself talk, and I believe that this will be a great forum for that. Now, I'd like to start off with a few words from the Parsha. Whenever thinking about Devar Torah, I always find myself going to Rabbi Mervis, the chief rabbi of the United Kingdom, and this idea was inspired by him. In this week's Parsha, Ba'alotcha, we see Aaron is given the honor of kindling the lights of the menorah from Hashem. In the pasuk directly after the instructions of how to complete this honor, it says, Vayaseh kain Aaron, and Aaron did so. This is strange. Why would the Torah feel the need to specifically say that Aaron, a tzaddik, did what Hashem told him to do? Shouldn't it just be assumed he would do it? Rashi comments on this seemingly unnecessary phrase and says the reason that this is written is Le'gid shevchu shel Aaron shelo shina, to tell us that this is a praise for Aaron that he never changed. But what is praiseworthy about the fact that the Kohen Gadol followed Hashem when he was given an honor? What does it mean that he never changed? The Sfas Emes, a rabbi we all know from Rabbi Sukenik's class, brings in a beautiful explanation. Usually, when a person performs a deed, even if that deed is an enormous honor, over time you get used to it, and your original enthusiasm starts to wane. But not Aaron, says the Sfas Emes. His enthusiasm never relented. When I first read this, the concept of diligent, unrelenting commitment to something for an eternity sounded inhuman to me. In our own lives, the beginning of the school year represents a fresh start. New classes, new teachers, new bags, and a sense of unknowing in front of you. This creates a sense of excitement for the fresh year. There's potential for anything to happen. Of course you're going to be excited. Then, as the months roll by and as your routine becomes concrete, everything starts to feel mundane. Once you know what classes you're going to have, who's going to be in those classes, and what you're doing every day, the veil of anticipation is removed, and a slump starts to set in. It seems like an impossible task to regain that momentum, not just at school, but in any part of your life, to make the everyday special and keep that spark of fervor alive inside of you. Yet, while thinking about this concept of how Aaron was able to maintain his passion, I think I figured out how we too can unlock this passion inside of us in our day-to-day lives. It came to me while I was reflecting on my experiences at school. If you've ever davened at the middle school minyan the same day someone puts on their tefillin for the first time, you'll hear Rabbi Sukenik say, "May you have the same smile on your face when you put on tefillin every day as you did today." What I've taken away from this is that if we're willing to take on something, internalize it, and find the joy in whatever we're doing, even if we're doing that thing every single day, it will be special. If we're able to be present, bringing our full selves and not just going through the motions, we can kindle that spark that motivates us in each individual experience. Just like how Aaron's job was not only to kindle the lights of the menorah, but to kindle the light in each member of B'nai Israel. High school continues the growth which we started here in middle school. Our job as we move forward into higher academics is to find that spark, find what excites you, find how and where you want to spend your time, who you want to spend your time with. And I'm so happy that I found the people I want to spend my time with, and that's all of you. You as a grade have really shown me what it means to show up every single day. Just 2 weeks ago, we traveled on the fan bus to watch the boys soccer team, a starting line of all 8th graders, and cheer them on in the championship game. We were the only grade in middle school to attend the rally in Washington, D.C. to show our support and solidarity for Israel, and then we shared our experiences with the rest of the school. We led Maccabiah, making for a fierce and fun competition for the entire school. We inspired the idea behind the weekly kumsitz in Gate 613. And most importantly, we aspired to go through our days with decorum, dignity, and derech eretz, although Rabbi Rubin will have to be the real judge in how we actually did. With this hefty lift of accomplishments, it's hard to believe that we had time for all the other fun we had too. We can't forget starting out from being in our COVID pod classes in 5th grade, where our teachers would reel to us our mastery in spitting in tubes and gaslighting ourselves into believing we were slick by playing slope on our Chromebooks, when really our teachers did know what was going on. In 6th grade, we left our masks behind and ventured out of middle school. We got our lockers, yet simultaneously lost our locks. We became a melting pot for the influx of students joining and visited the cosmos at the Challenger Center, where we learned about teamwork and comments. In 7th grade, we found new friends as we joined with the now 9th graders for Judaic classes, traveled to Philly where we entered a giant heart at the Franklin Institute and learned many, many pages of Gemara and Chumash together. We grew close and became a tight-knit community as the bar mitzvah season rolled around, staying up late and partying with each other. And this year, we've had even more fabulous experiences. Washington, where we had boat parties, visited monuments, museums, aquariums, and of course, endured long bus rides. We had our Shabbatones, the girls in West Orange, and the boys in Edison. Paper mismanagement, where we got to celebrate Shabbat together. After learning his songs together, we had a concert from Ishai Rebo here in school. Looking back, it's been such an amazing ride. One that couldn't have happened without the leadership and devotion of Rabbi Rubin, Mrs. Levinson, Rabbi Adler, Rabbi Breslin, and all the other faculty members who have made our years in middle school special and fostered the growth which we will continue to develop as we go on our way in lives. I'd like to wish a shout out now at this time to Sam Halpern for helping me write this speech. And I want to wish a shout out to my younger brother Lucas. It's his 12th birthday today. Happy birthday. And of course, I want to wish a huge thank you to my fellow advancing classmates. And listen, if you haven't listened up until now, just listen to this last message. Find your spark in life. Show up and be present. Thank you, and congratulations to us.
That was a fabulous speech, Jacob. Thank you so much. Beautiful. And you definitely kindled the light in each one of us tonight. Thank you. We will always be excited to perform and engage every mitzvah as long as we do it, thanks to your message tonight for the Sfat Emet, or as you call them, the Sfas Emes. There is no question that Jacob has reflected upon his many years of education here in JKHA, and we should take a moment to say thank you to all of those who have enriched, empowered, and inspired our students. And please join me as we thank our faculty, our teachers that are here. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you don't want me to do this, but I ask, please, every member of our faculty, JKHA lower school and middle school, to please rise so we can give you an appropriate recognition. I know it's awkward and you're not asking for it, but it's important for us to say thank you to you. Thank you. Tonight's indoor program is sensational. We are thrilled and we are privileged to have a marvelous indoor facility, the Epstein-Stein Auditorium, that whether it would be smoke from Canada or whether it be heat waves from wherever it came from, heat domes, we are able to really have a beautiful event under all circumstances. And many people have contributed to facilitate this really magnificent, marvelous evening. I'd like to first begin a list, please, and bear with me as we thank so many people that allowed us to enjoy your children and this milestone in your children's lives. I want to thank Sherry Bobat. Thank you so much. Fran Glacian for your help and assistance. Thank you. Mr. Gary Berger, who is always behind the scenes. Yes, please take a picture of him, who is make sure that every aspect of our AV works, even if it doesn't. We thank Howard Plotzker, who is really a master of the facility. A special thanks to our rising senior of our KYHS class of 2025, Gabe Besterman, who came special tonight to make sure that our system worked. And Gabe, you are not graduating next year. I have officially notified the colleges that you are not eligible for graduation. Sorry. I would like to thank our colleagues and our friends in the Sinai School who together with us have been educating and inspiring our students for so many years. A special recognition and a bittersweet goodbye to Rabbi Adler. We will miss him, but we know that JKHA has now created a high-capacity, engaging leader that will bring his special form of Torah and academic scholarship to the next generation of Jewish people. And we know that inside every day of the SAR community, they will be saying, thank you, JKHA. We know that. I think now they have walls, so it may be a little easier for you. Shouldn't have said that, I'm sorry. We also want to thank our partners in the community rabbis who have helped nurture and inspire your children since they were born in many instances, and God willing, for many years to come. And now it gives me a great pleasure to introduce our co-president, Jeremy Halpern, who lives the mission, who exemplifies leadership, selfless leadership, dedicated and devoted to the school in its totality and each individual student and family, whose vision has inspired us, whose counsel has definitely guided us, and whose governance has created a school that is operationally brilliant. And we're very grateful to Jeremy, and we thank you. Jeremy Halpern.
Good evening, everyone. Rabbi, I wish I was speaking first, introducing you, because I could have used those exact words, because the truth is that's what you do, and that's what you embody, and that's why we are where we are today, because of our great Rabbi Rubin. Secondly, it's very difficult, actually, to go after you. I have to tell you, that was one of the most impressive student speeches I think I've seen in many years here, so JKHA. I stand here deeply honored to be serving in my role as co-president of the board of JKHA KYHS, alongside my remarkable co-president, Sandy Steiner, who does so much every day in and out in the school. If there's something going on here, you can bet she's involved in it, and that's why things go so well. We have such incredible people here, led from the top with my co-president, Sandy Steiner. So on behalf of the entire Kitchener community, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for your presence here tonight as we celebrate the advancement of our 8th grade students. Rabbi Rubin, Mrs. Levinson, administrators, Rabbeim, our entire faculty, under your combined leadership and efforts, we have come here today to celebrate this incredible accomplishment of this year's advancing class. Thank you for all that you have and continue to do, and for all of us. However, tonight belongs to you, the 8th grade class. You are on the brink of an incredible journey, and your potential and promise are truly inspiring. Tonight, we celebrate the unique strengths of Joseph Kushner Hebrew Academy. Your education here has been unparalleled, blending academic excellence with core values, resilience, and a deep connection to heritage and Israel. In today's world, especially after October 7th, the lessons and values you've absorbed here are more important than ever. You have learned to face challenges and support each other as a community. The sense of responsibility and leadership that you have developed will guide you as you move forward. Our bond with Israel is a fundamental part of our identity at Kushner. It symbolizes resilience, hope, and unity. Your time here has strengthened this bond, and I encourage you to continue nurturing this connection throughout your lives. Israel's story is one of perseverance and strength, and you are now part of that narrative. You have received incredible support from your families, teachers, and administrators, but ultimately, it was you, as individuals and as a member of your community, who helped to achieve this significant milestone. This evening is called your advancement because it signifies your transition from childhood to young adulthood. The expectations placed upon you will increase, but we have every confidence in each of you that you will rise to the occasion. The skills and tools that you will need to continue to grow have already been provided to you. One of the great advantages of attending a school that spans pre-K through 12th is the ability for the teachers and educators here to plan a comprehensive educational path that builds year by year. By completing the 8th grade and moving on to high school, you should feel proud of your accomplishments and confident in your future. You have all faced significant challenges this year, yet you have demonstrated resilience and adaptability. While you achieve this milestone individually, it is important to thank those who have helped shape your educational journey. And I personally want to thank Rabbi Rubin, Ariel Levinson, and the entire incredible faculty for their dedication, knowledge, and excellence serving our students every day. As you step into your high school years, whether it is here at JKHA, where the vast majority will be, or anywhere else, please know that JKHA will always be your home. This will always be where you grew up, where you formed your first bonds, where you created relationships with yourselves, with your classmates, with your professors, your teachers, administrators. This is your home, and you will always be welcome here and should come back and feel proud of who you are and where you've come. I just ask you as you go out, and I recommend seriously, take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. As I'm sure you all know, as you move into next year, you're going to see all sorts of new options available to you in the high school. And we have such unbelievable things. I mean, we're growing brains in the lab over there with Dr. Stein. I can't believe what goes on in the school every day. Make sure you use those years to truly discover your passions. They might be interests you're already engaged in, or probably things you don't even know about or haven't thought about yet. Keep your minds open and look into every opportunity to find yourself and find what it is that draws you towards your future. You have been exceptionally well prepared in countless ways. Use this preparation to your advantage. Continue to work hard, apply your talents, and strive to be the best versions of yourself. We are truly confident that you will continue to excel and make us all proud. Congratulations to the class of 2024.
I'm going to say thank you to Jeremy for those inspiring words, and also thank you to Sandy, who is also an amazing board president to us and supportive to our school in every way. It is now my tremendous honor to invite up Rabbi Rubin, Ms. Strassman, and Rabbi Adler for the presentation of our advancees' certificates. Will the first row please rise? Netanel Abramov. Jacqueline Akiva. Alex Alpon. Zoe Appleson. Sammy Askew. Rose Ayalon. Hannah Babbage. Tali Barenboim. Andrew Bell. Aiden Bluegrin. Alicia Brandler. Hobie Broder. Abigail Bucksbaum. Lior Doktorov. Akiva Freeman. David Gampel. Thea Garden. Juliet Grin.
Walking down the streets, I look alive.
The first row may be seated.
No one knows what's going on inside.
Will the second row please
so much
rise?
I cannot do. Just wanna be more like you. Does it
Akiva
even pay
Gross.
to try? I know when billion stars come out at night. Each one with their
Daniel
own purpose,
Haber.
their own light. Those stars are just like me, each their own identity.
Sam Helfrid.
It's all in my state of mind. Because I'm one in a million.
Abigail Hollander.
In a one in a million. In a million. I know in my heart.
Orly Horowitz.
That makes every one of us one in a million.
Shua Eisler. Alexandra Jacoby. Rafi Joffrey.
To the mirror and I ask, what do I gain when I compare and I contrast?
Kira Katz.
Although I'm not like you, there's a job only I can do. There's no one else on my path.
Zoe Kaiser.
I look into the distance and I smile. I know that no one else can walk
Moshe
my mile.
Kesselman.
In my world, there's only me. No one else I'd rather be. There's
Ben
nothing more that
Kimmel.
I need. Because I'm one in a million. In a
Samantha
million.
Klain.
In a million. In a million. I know in my heart, no one can
Nathan
play my
Klein.
part. That makes every one of us one in a million.
Nava Kornblum. Max Kurlander.
stars are just like me.
Ben
They're all
Natani.
identity. It's all in my state of mind. Because I'm one in a million.
Yonatan Nativ.
In a million. In a million. I know in my
Esti
heart, no
Nussbaum.
one can play my part. That makes every one of us one in a million.
Orel Ohayon. Jordana Pellet.
I look
Jacob
into the
Rapp.
mirror and I ask, what do I gain when I compare and I contrast? Although I'm not like
Evie
you,
Rosenfeld.
there's a job only I can do. There's no one else on the path. I look into
Kobe
the distance and I
Rosenzweig.
smile. I know that no one else can walk my mile. In my world, there's
Benjamin
only you.
Rubin.
No one else I'd rather be. There's nothing more that I need. Because I'm one in a million. In a million. I'm one in a million.
Emily Rutner.
I know in my heart, no one can play my part. That makes every one of us
Jack
one.
Solomon. Sophia Solomon. Isaac Scherzer.
About all I wanna be, I find it so impossible. Why can't I just see?
Joseph
I have everything I
Schindelheim.
need to be the best that I can be. Yes, I believe that I am one.
David Schwartz.
Walking down the streets, I look alive. No one knows what's going on
The
inside.
third row may be seated.
So much I cannot do. Just wanna be more like
Will
you.
the fourth row
Does it
please
even
rise?
pay to try? I know 1 billion stars.
Juliet
tonight.
Shore.
Each one with their own purpose, their own light. Those stars are just like me.
Jamie
their own
Septon.
identity. It's all in my state of mind. Because I'm one in a million.
Asher Silverstein.
In a million. In a million. I know in my heart, no
Lily
one can play my part.
Silverstein.
That makes every one of us one in a million.
Gabby Steinberg. Ellie Tarzik.
I look
Alex
into the
Tenenberg.
mirror and ask, what do I gain when I compare and I contrast? Although I'm
Rebecca
not like
Trank.
you, there's a job only I can do. There's no one else on my path. I look
Max
into the distance
Bees.
and I smile. I know that no one else can walk my mile. In my world,
Sheena
there's only me.
Waldstreicher.
No one else I'd rather be. There's nothing more that I need. Because I'm one in a million.
Julie Weinberg.
I'm one in a million. In a million. I know in my heart, no one can
Adam
play my
Weissman.
part. That makes every one of us one in a million.
Abby Weatter. Beck Zoldan.
Every time I think about all I wanna be, I find it so impossible. Why can't I just see that I have everything I need to be the best that I can be? Yes, I believe that I am one in a million. In a million. I'm
Fourth
one
row.
in a million.
You may be seated.
In a million. I know in my heart, no one
Thank you.
can play my part.
Good evening. It is such a pleasure for all of us to come here tonight to celebrate these fantastic 8th graders. You can clap for yourselves. It's good. So before I share some thoughts with everyone this evening, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to Rabbi Rubin for his ongoing and enthusiastic support of the entire middle school. Rabbi Rubin, it is such a pleasure every year for me personally to learn from you and with you. And maybe you'll even earn an I Got Caught Being Awesome sticker one day. Maybe one day I'll learn to control the weather, but for now the air conditioning is great. Many of you also know that I have had the honor of becoming principal after Debbie Finkelstein, who's continued to be a trusted mentor and friend in her role as Dean of Faculty and Instruction. And I know I speak on behalf of all the faculty when we say we are so grateful for everything that you do. As Rabbi Rubin said, there are many people involved in this, and today could absolutely not have been possible without Sherry Bobot, who worked so hard in so many different ways to set up advancement this evening. We thank Fran Gleitchen as well for her institutional expertise and her know-how in creating tonight's program. I'd like to express personal gratitude as well to our Dean of Students, Rabbi Joey Adler. He is my right hand, whose enthusiasm and support and general optimism make him a valued colleague. And what makes it harder to say goodbye is that I also consider you my friend. So I am really going to miss you next year. Finally, to the people who make middle school what it is today and on every day, my greatest thanks go to our incredible middle school faculty, a group of extraordinary educators who go above and beyond day in and day out, period after period after period, to support and nurture and challenge and inspire our students to become their best selves. In addition to being excellent teachers, they are also really wonderful colleagues and friends, and our school could not be the extraordinary place it is without each one of you. Thank you. 8th graders, the part you have been waiting for. Now it is your turn. So you are here, and all of those years that you spent walking in the lower school halls of JKHA in a line have really paid off, because that processional looked very nice, as did the rising and sitting. Very nicely done. But when I look out at you tonight, I feel so honored and so grateful to have been your teacher and your principal for these past 4 years. So you came into middle school, as Jacob said, as wide-eyed, clueless, and adorable 5th graders in fiddle school, and you're leaving us as significantly taller 8th graders on the cusp of high school. And even though I've been teaching 20 years and therefore have seen hundreds of students grow up many, many times, like your parents, I find myself wondering, which is, where did this time actually go? Wasn't it just last week when we saw you receive your sitter on this stage from Rabbi Srolovitz? And could it really have been so long ago when you were laboring over your Ariot homework and your Katav, or that you were doing your state report? To us, it seems like yesterday that you actually lost your front 2 teeth, and yet now the braces are coming off and you are all glowing up. So like all middle schoolers before you, you took on challenge by challenge every single step of the way at Kushner, pushing yourselves daily, weathering those peaks and valleys of adolescence, and earning accolades left and right. You engaged deeply in classroom debates in your LA and your social studies classes, and you wrestled with math, surprising even yourselves when you solved the most difficult problems, never complacent. In science, you became critical thinkers who were ready to acquire and challenge complex ideas and concepts. And you mastered hundreds of vocabulary words in our Chumash Vocab League with expedience and competence. You were Midot mentors, leading the middle school as trailblazers, becoming role models to our 5th graders. And I could stop here because the gist of this is obvious, and we all know it, which is that you all got caught being awesome over the time of your past 4 years in middle school. But if I stopped here, I would be leaving out a very significant and important part of your grade story, which is that your specific grade has time and again been called upon by history to rise up and chart a new path. When you entered middle school, the pandemic demanded that you do so masked, 6 feet away from each other in desks that were comically far apart. And one of my first memories of your grade is actually walking through the hallways collecting your vials of drool. Your teachers filtered in and out of your classrooms, moving like frenetic pinballs from one room to the next. But despite the world's insistence that you socially distance yourselves, you forged meaningful and fulfilling relationships instead, in spite of all of those masks. And you helped each other. You showed up for each other, whether it meant falling on the floor in laughter or crying in the guidance office or singing at gate 613 or panicking about a test. Your masks were on, but your hearts were open. And as we all weathered the storm of the pandemic, you became better friends with each other, you became stronger scholastically, and you became more flexible as people. During this time, your academic growth has been sizable. And your emotional, social, and religious growth here has been equally profound. So as the world muddled through its new normal these past years, each one of you grew up, and you grew up together with each other. When you had to own a decision or a behavior that you weren't proud of, you showed what it means to hold yourself accountable. And when you and your classmates came together at your Shabbatons and at DC, you saw the community matters. When you engaged purposefully in tefillah and learning, your respect for Hashem was amplified. And when you chose to help someone without being asked, that was your empathy that was evident. When you noticed how your own personal choices impacted other people, whether you wanted it to or not, you learned that self-awareness is really fundamental to your growth. These are the normal growing pains of growing up in middle school. But this year, history called on each one of you to chart up a new path that had not been completed before, and as 8th graders, you also have not disappointed. October 7th changed our world, and in each one of you, this historic moment has strengthened your commitment to Medinat Yisrael and Am Yisrael. This year, we have seen these seeds of Zionism bloom inside each of you in such inspiring ways. You, 8th graders, have chosen through your own actions to actively strengthen Am Yisrael. On October 9th, we began reciting Lamnatzea at Shacharit every day, and each day your fluency with the tefillah grew in tandem with the strength of your tefillah. Your care for Israel meant you eagerly engaged in 100 Minutes initiative on the 100th day of the war, saying Tehillim and reading hostages' names as a manifestation of our Achdut. When you listened with rapt attention to the Federation's delegation of Israeli visitors from our partner communities in Khorfeish and Ofakim and Kibbutz Erez earlier this year, you heard their stories of what their lives were like on October 7th and since then, and you understood what Klal Yisrael means on a whole different level. When you engaged with our lesson about campus protests, you were hungry to engage as informed and proud Zionists. And with your questions about what different words meant or what different phrases meant, you strengthened the foundation of your understanding, and you saw that words really do matter and how your own growing knowledge and understanding empowers you. You enthusiastically and proudly sang songs on Fifth Avenue in New York City at the Israel Day Parade because you knew that being a proud Zionist is as central to your identity as Judaism and as the air that you breathe. I wish that I could stand here and tell all of you right now that history will not call on you again in your life to be older than your age as it has before. But thousands of years of Jewish history can't promise you that either. The thing that I actually can promise you tonight is that you and your grades specifically are uniquely up to this challenge with your inspiring and infallible Zionism as the bedrock of your narrative. Just as Kushner Cares has guided you through middle school, your belief in Hashem, when paired with your Zionism, enables you to look at all challenges you'll face in the eye and without fear. My hope is that Parak 23 of Tehillim guides you in each of these endeavors. And girls, you will remember this because it was a song we sang together at your Shabbaton. Gam ki elech begetz al mavet, lo irara ki ata imadi. You should not fear evil. Hashem is with you all the days of your life. 8th graders, the world can challenge you because each one of you is actually ready to challenge the world back. You are so very prepared for whatever high school and beyond throws your way. And as for the rest of us, with you in the driver's seat, we know that the future of Am Yisrael is in great hands. So now it is time for you to leave the hallways of the middle school with Kushner Cares imprinted on your soul, making you its ambassadors for life. We are so proud of you guys. Mazel tov.
Ms. Levinson, we are privileged to be your students, to be your friend and to be your peer, and our community is a better place because of your leadership, your wisdom, you model compassion, you instruct with competence, you inspire your faculty to reach new standards, you engender trust, and all with good cheer, and we are very grateful to you. Thank you, Ms. Levinson. For my concluding remarks, at the end of Parshat Naso, there is an overemphasis of specificity of the korbanot, the different sacrifices the tribes brought to dedicate the Mishkan, the tabernacle. Curiously, Aaron and his tribe were omitted from this great event dedicating the celebration of the Mishkan. According to Rashi, Aaron was saddened that he was left out, forgotten, and maybe somewhat neglected, but he was comforted by the first few words of this parsha, V'hibalotcha et hanerot, when you light the candles in the Beit HaMikdash and the Mishkan. The Ramban asks, why would Aaron find comfort in lighting the candles when Aaron and his tribe were responsible for a plethora of sacrifices and ritual activity in the Mishkan? Why point out the menorah to bring him comfort? The Ramban explains that the embedded in these words of finding comfort in lighting the candles is a projection and a prediction for the future, that Aaron and his children would lead the revival and the rejuvenation of the Jewish people after the conquest of the Beit HaMikdash. It would be the Maccabim who would see hope when others saw despair. They would be the Maccabim who activated themselves and inspired others when the community felt defeated. It would be the Maccabim who would demand unity when others found themselves dispersed. He found comfort in the fact that, sure, he may have missed that moment of celebration, the exciting moment that may pass, but what he found comfort was in the future of the sustainability and the inspiration of his tribe in the years to come. And my friends, that is really the message of the Ramban. There are always moments in life that are formative and that are impressionable and exciting, and those that create a sense of awe. But more important than those awe moments are the moments that allow us to sustain ourselves through difficult times, to find inspiration through our activities, like Jacob said, and to always find the spark in everything we do, to continue lighting the light even in darkness, and to find the ability to find strength and courage and fortitude, even when it is so unclear and so many people in our own lifetime. Our dear students in JKHA, you now are the Maccabim. It is a metaphor for each one of you to find and to kindle the light in each one, as we heard, to recognize that you are the future of the Jewish people. Each one of you matters. Now more than ever, we recognize that every Jewish voice is the strength and represents the courage and the future of the Jewish people. You have imbibed and you have processed and personalized the messages of your parents, your grandparents, and your family, and the message and the values of Torah and mitzvot and learning and civics here in JKHA that will ensure that you will carry that flag of Judaism with pride. And as I said to you, when we gathered on the grassy knoll on South Orange Avenue over Hanukkah, lighting our menorah, screaming and celebrating the eternity of the Jewish people as the Maccabim did so many years ago, what will always sustain us is our pride in Judaism and being proud of who you are. And watching you grow through these years, I'm proud and I'm confident and I'm assured that our future is like the Maccabim, that we will see hope, we will activate one another, we will inspire one another to be unified and be strong and resolute. And Am Yisrael, the Am Netzach lo mefached. I'd like to thank one more person who deserves our appreciation, and that is Simon Rosenfeld, who is making sure that the live stream cameras are on this event so those at home are able to watch it. We thank you. Before we conclude with Hatikva and the recessional, I remind everyone to please remain in your seats as the 8th grade advancees exit this room. I would like to remind you that the collation will be served in the Yocheved Orbach Dining Hall. After the advancees exit the room, you, our honored guests, may exit this door or may exit any 2 doors in the back of the room. 15 minutes after the conclusion of the program, we will organize for Tfilat Mincha, which would be, let's say 7:15. 7:15 in the Klat Beit Midrash for Tfilat Mincha. And whoever is there, whoever is not there, please start at Tfilah at 7:15. And I ask you all to please rise. Please join us for Hatikva. Until the music starts, we'll start the music and then you can leave.
עם ישראל, לא לפחד, השם אלוקיך הולך איתך. עם ישראל, לא מפחד, השם אלוקינו השם אחד. העולם הוא גשר צר, והעיקר לא לפחד כלל, ומלמעלה הוא שומר, צר ואויב לא יתקרב, אח לאח ויד ביד, ישראל זה עם אחד, ומלמעלה הוא עוזר, שומר שומר